Hey guys, it's Dave from Computing Forever, and in today's video I want to talk to you about what I foresee as some of the dangers of cloud-based storage solutions. So this is storing your personal information online, effectively a backup or even maybe a primary copy of your hard drive online. Now, I've really been inspired to make this video based on another video made by my friend Harry Harrison 30, who had some really bad experiences with an online cloud storage company. He was storing a whole bunch of personal information online, and the long story short is that they contacted him and sent him an email and said that they would be closing his account and he would have something like 30 or 60 days or something like that to take down all his files or they would be automatically deleted, which was quite shocking. And the reason for doing this was because their algorithms that their customer care people were using detected that he was using this account, this personal account, for business purposes. Which he clearly wasn't. There was nothing up there that was business related. It was all just personal, family files, family videos, family photos, things like that. So this is an issue that he's dealing with at the moment. He's made a video about it. I'll include an annotation and a link below so you can check that out and learn a little bit more about his story and feel free to share your own experiences. Really, my worry about cloud storage, and I've spoken before about, and I'm not going to get into the usual issues, which is what happens when these companies go out of business? What happens to your files? What happens when I don't have access to Wi-Fi to actually get at my files? Those are all very real things. And of course, we won't even touch on the fact that there's always the fear that these organizations can be corrupt, that they can give out your information, they can sell on your details, or you can get hacked. I mean, these are other things. Can these cloud storage servers be hacked? And can they get access to your information that way? Those are all valid complaints, but what I'm really concerned about is kind of how the consumer zeitgeist has changed in recent years. So, and I think social media is largely responsible for that. So when the internet was first commercialized in the early 90s, mid 90s, we were all told, be very careful online, a lot of weirdos out there, do not share any personal information, don't include your real name if you're on a chat room, if you're in the forums, use a fake name, use an avatar, certainly don't put up your photographs, don't give your date of birth, don't do all these things. And social media has made us more, social, as I've said before. I don't agree with that at all. Spending all day on tablets and smartphones and on the computer. But they have made us, they've kind of softened us up and primed us for where we are now, which is where we just freely giving away our information to marketeers, to companies, to businesses. So we're putting up information about what we did this weekend, where we work, our interests, our friends, our family, everything. I mean, it's insane. So the next logical step of that is cloud storage. Now you might say, well, Dave, it's only cloud backup. What's the harm? Well, there's a number of areas of concern there for me. And it begins at cloud backup and then it eventually becomes like Chromebook type technology. Maybe they haven't taken off right now, but in the future, maybe tablets and smartphones and laptops won't have their own inbuilt storage. Or they may be hybridized to a certain degree, reliant on the cloud to get most of your data, to retrieve most of your information. We already have this with your Gmail account, and I suppose YouTube to a certain degree is the cloud as well. You're storing your videos there. So we are using this stuff, Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and all these other social media forms are a form of cloud as well because there's some degree of storage. But in the strictest sense, cloud-based backup for many people may become cloud-based primary storage as well. So as Wi-Fi becomes more prevalent everywhere and we're constantly connected all the time, and it'll get harder and harder to find a place where we don't have a signal, it'll just become, I suppose, more of an opportunity for cloud-based storage to become a big deal. And in that respect, it means that these devices will become nothing more than dumb terminals reliant on the internet. So I think social media has played into that. It's basically made us much more trusting, overly so, of these organizations who may not necessarily have our best interests at heart. I mean, how much of a jump is it to say, I mean, if you have a Gmail account, you know that you occasionally get these little ads or, things that you've bought on Amazon, for example. You may get alerted to things, oh, you like this, maybe you like this. They target based on the content of your emails or based on the content of, if you've got, as I say, an Amazon or an eBay account, based on things that you purchased. So what's to say that they don't conduct some sort of analysis on the data that's on your hard drive. And this is exactly what happened to Harry. They were able to, scan his files. And it's crazy to think that they were able to perform that analysis. I mean, if a few years ago, and the only reason cloud-based storage has really taken off is because of the ubiquity of Wi-Fi and the fact that internet connections are so much faster than what they were before. So upload speeds are so much higher, download speeds. So it's easier to store a lot of information in the cloud. Prior to this, the idea of putting your information in the cloud was absolutely ridiculous. No one would do it. No one would take that risk. The idea, it's kind of like saying a few years ago, here's my hard drive and give it to a company and they'll, like giving them an external hard drive and they'll look after it for you. That's absolutely insane. It's insane to think that we're doing this. And what happened to Harry, I mean, that's a microcosmic version of what may happen in the future, which is data mining. That the fact that someone can go through your data. Now, we've already had this issue, the NSA and people's personal information and their web activity and their behaviors online being monitored. Well, what about, we talk a lot about big data in social media. What about the big data of cloud storage? I mean, that's got to be even bigger than anything that they could ever hope to get out of you when it comes to your Facebook account or your Twitter or your LinkedIn. If you look at the potential for data mining and big data analysis, maybe they won't go into specifics about what you have in your hard drive, but there are lots of analytics companies out there who are chomping at the bit to do something like this. And they'll produce like annual reports, for example, and surveys saying, in the United States, 86% of people have this on their hard drive, or 73% of people are using it for games or for storage of documents and all this kind of stuff. And you're thinking, well, that seems all benign enough. But the point is that we are surrendering our privacy. It's not being taken from us. We're surrendering our right to have it. We're acquiescing here. We're just simply giving in. We're just simply saying, sure, absolutely, let the floodgates open. Where does it end? So they may not be able to do much with our data because they'll have all their own legal terms and conditions and they'll be bound by law. But there are obviously still those concerns. And there's a lot of organizations out there who are, some of them are faceless. You don't know who they're representing. And you obviously have to be extremely cautious. And this is obviously what's happened to Harry recently. And I'm sure that he's not alone in this. I don't think that there's any doubting that we have become all too complacent when it comes to our data and our personal information on the internet. And I think cloud storage is just another gray area and something that we're going to have to deal with in the future. It's just all too easy to actually get a cloud account. I mean, you're offered cloud storage and quite a bit of it, often for free, from the likes of ISPs. When you buy certain mobile devices now, you're being given heaps of online cloud storage as well. And some of it, in terms of responsibility that these organizations take, some of them are obviously trials, but the responsibility they take really comes down to, the old adage of you get what you pay for. So if it's a case of you getting it for free, well, what's the catch in terms of, I suppose, the integrity of your data? And I think in the future, if it does become a case that we are reliant on cloud storage and you are obviously paying a monthly subscription or whatever it may be, you're effectively paying for something that you were once getting for free by having an internal hard drive. So guys, those are my thoughts on cloud-based storage and its potential dangers. Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Let me know below in the comments. And of course, be sure to hit that like button because it's always appreciated. It helps to keep this show going. If you enjoy this video and you'd like to see more, please hit that big yellow subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. And of course, there's a couple of videos over here you can check out too. And like, favorite, and share this video. You can follow me on Twitter at Black78. Computing Forever is over on Facebook and Google+. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.